All right, hi guys. We need to do day 4 homework. Okay, so it says find the angle and round to the nearest degree. Well, I have a star here on the angle. The side that's across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. The side next to it is the adjacent side, and the side across from it is the opposite side. So I'm going to do SOHCAHTOA. And then we're going to draw, well, we're going to look at what we have so we can get that angle. We have the opposite and the hypotenuse, so that fits sine. So I'm going to say sine x, because I'm trying to find this angle, equals opposite over hypotenuse. So now I'm going to draw my circle, and I'm going to say sine x equals the opposite goes here and the hypotenuse here. So in order to find this x, I'm going to say x equals, and we're going to say sine inverse of 12 over 19. So we're going to go to our calculator, and you can type in Desmos scientific calculator, and we want to get the inverse. So we're going to push this function key right here, and we're going to say sine inverse, and then we're going to go to the main calculator, and then we're going to say, what's that, 12 over 19. And that should equal 39, and set to the nearest degree, so that's 39 degrees. So that means x equals 39 degrees. All right, let's keep it right on moving. Next, we're going to put a star, put our finger on this angle, and the side that we're touching, well, this side that's across from the right angle that we're touching is called the hypotenuse. The side next to it is the adjacent. The side we can't touch is the opposite. So we're saying we're going to use our SOHCAHTOA. All right. Now we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, so I need to use cosine. So I'm going to say cosine of x, or theta, equals 18 over 32. And there we're going to draw a circle. Cos x, 18, 32. And then here we need to find this cosine, that x, so we're going to say x should equals the cos inverse of 18 over 32. So we're going to go to Desmos again, and we're going to clear this out, and we're going to say function, and we want our cos inverse. Now I'm going back to the main. I'm going to go here, and that was 18 over 32. So at the top we're going to put 18, and at the bottom we're going to put 32. And then it's 56 degrees, because it said to round to the nearest degree, so x is 56 degrees. Let me write that a little neater for you. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Now it says to find the missing side, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to put my finger on the angle that I'm given, and the part across from the right angle is the hypotenuse that I'm touching, and the other side is the adjacent, which means right next to. And over here is the opposite. So I'm going to write my SOHCAHTOA, since I don't have two sides of that right triangle. And I'm going to see I have the opposite and the hypotenuse, so that means I'm going to use sine. So sine of 63 equals 16 over x. Sine of 63 equals 16x. So if I put my finger here to get x, then I know that x equals 6 over 16 over the sine of 63. And then we're going to go use our calculator and say round to the nearest tenth. So you're going to go to Desmos, and I'm going to clear out what I had here. So it's sine of, it was 16 over sine of something. 16 over sine of 63. Close that up. and that's going to be 17.9, which the 5 makes this round, so it's going to be 18. So we get x equals 18. Okay. Next one, we're going to solve for the missing side. I am going to put my finger on 58. The side across from x is my hypotenuse. The side next to it is the adjacent. So and here we're going to have cosine of 58 equals 12 over x. So cosine of 58, and then we get 12 over x, and this is adjacent and hypotenuse, so I have to use cosine. So here x equals 12 over cosine of 58. Oops. So I'm going to go back to decimals, and then I'm going to say clear, and it was 12 over cosine of 58, and that's 22.6. So x equals 22.6. Here it says find the missing side, round the answers to the nearest 10. So again, I'm going to put my finger on this side of the angle that I'm given, and then this is going to be the hypotenuse because it is across from the right angle. This is the adjacent side, and over here is the opposite. So here this is tan, so you get tan of 55 because I have the opposite and adjacent, which equals, opposite goes on the top, the adjacent goes on the bottom. So I'm going to get the circle, tan of 55, 29 over x. So we get x equals 29 over tan of 55. So now let's go back. (29) over tan of 55, and that's 20.3. So therefore x equals 20.3. There you go there. All right, let's see if we have another. Okay, so we're gonna put your finger on the angle that you're given, which is 50. This side is the hypotenuse, this is the adjacent, and this over here is the opposite. So I have opposite and adjacent, so that means I'm going to use tan. Tan of 50 equals opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to draw my circle, and then I get tan of 50 goes here, x goes here, and 14 goes here. I need to find x, so x is tan 50 times 14, clear, tan 50 times 14, and that is 16.68. That rounds to 16.7. So x equals 16.7, and we're done with that one. Okay, and we are finished with the homework. All right, I will see you guys on tomorrow. We will have a quiz, so please, if you need to practice this, please get to practicing. See you later. Bye.